Welcome to the Micro Motion How-To video series. In this video, we will cover how to characterize and configure a Micro Motion Coriolis meter using the 4200 2-wire loop-powered transmitter display. The learning objectives are the following. Understand how to check the meter status. Know how to turn on the optional display backlight. Know how to check and acknowledge alerts. Know how to rotate the display. Understand how to characterize the meter. Understand how to configure process measurement units. Know how to configure the outputs. And know how to run smart meter verification. For the complete set of configuration instructions, please refer to the Micro Motion 4200 2-wire loop-powered transmitter configuration and use manual. First, wait approximately 10 seconds for the power-up sequence to complete. Immediately after power-up, the transmitter runs through diagnostic routines and checks for error conditions. The 4200 transmitter has an optional backlight feature. The backlight requires supply voltage at least 1 volt above what is required for operation. See the detailed information in the configuration and use manual. To turn on the backlight using the display, select Menu, Configuration, Display Settings, Backlight, On. Then, select and hold the right arrow key to save this configuration. To check for active alerts, use the display and select Menu, Alert List. Select the alert from the list to get more information and the course of action that is recommended. The course of action can be followed, or the alerts can be acknowledged or cleared. The 4200 transmitter display can be rotated without having to physically remove the display or front cover. To rotate the display, select Menu, Configuration, Display Settings, Rotation. Then, using the arrows on the screen, select the direction for the top of the screen and confirm the new configuration by selecting Yes. Characterizing the meter adjusts the meter electronics to match the unique traits of the sensor it is paired with. The characterization parameters describe the sensor's sensitivity to flow, density, and temperature. Depending on your sensor type, different parameters are required. Values for your sensor are provided by Micro Motion on the sensor tag or the calibration certificate. If your transmitter was ordered with a sensor, it was characterized at the factory. However, you should still verify the characterization parameters. First, record the following calibration and characterization parameters from the sensor tag or calibration sheet. K1, K2, D1, D2, FCF, DTC, or sometimes labeled as DT and FD. Second, using the display, select Menu, Configuration, Sensor Parameters. Third, set the flow calibration factor, also known as FCF or flow cal factor. Be sure to include all decimal points. Fourth, set the characterization parameters D1, D2, K1, K2, DT, and FD as necessary, and apply changes for each parameter that has been changed. Configure the units for mass flow, volume flow, density, and temperature using the following procedures. For configuring mass flow units, use the display by selecting Menu, Configuration, Process Measurement, Flow Variables, Mass Flow Settings, Units. For configuring volume flow units, use the display by selecting Menu, Configuration, Process Measurement, Flow Variables, Volume Flow Settings, Units. For configuring density units, use the display by selecting Menu, Configuration, Process Measurement, Density, Units. For configuring temperature units, use the display by selecting Menu, Configuration, Process Measurement, Temperature, Units. Mass flow cutoff specifies the lowest mass flow rate that will be reported as measured. All mass flow rates below this cutoff will be reported as 0. The same definition can be used for volume flow cutoff. Refer to your specific transmitter configuration and use manual for proper cutoff value. For configuring mass flow cutoff, use the display and select Menu, Configuration, Process Measurement, Flow Variables, Mass Flow Settings, Low Flow Cutoff. For configuring volume flow, low flow cutoff, select Menu, Configuration, Process Measurement, Flow Variables, Volume Flow Settings, Low Flow Cutoff. The milliamp output is used to report current values of process variables. The milliamp signal varies between 4 and 20 milliamps in proportion to the current value of the assigned process variable. Channel A is always available on the 4200 transmitter and is a loop-powered 4 to 20 milliamp output with HART. Configure the milliamp output by using the display and select Menu, Configuration, Inputs, Outputs, Channel A, I/O Settings, Source. The options are setting the source as mass flow rate, volume rate, temperature, density, or drive gain. Configure the range for the milliamp output by selecting lower range value or 4 milliamp signal and upper range value or 20 milliamp signal. Using the display, select Menu, Configuration, Inputs, Outputs, Channel A, I/O Settings. If Channel B is licensed, the user has the option to configure this output as a frequency output, discrete output, or as a second milliamp output. Using the display, select Menu, Configuration, Inputs, Outputs, Channel B, I/O Type, Frequency Output. Scale the frequency output to provide the data in the form required by the device that is receiving the transmitter frequency. This can be completed by using the display and selecting Menu, Configuration, Inputs, Outputs, Channel B, I/O Type, Frequency Output, I/O Settings, Scaling Method. The frequency factor and rate factor can also be configured in this menu, along with the source of the frequency output. If smart meter verification is being run for the first time, the configuration wizard will prompt the user to set the field reference point. The process must be stable, and the meter must be blocked in without flow present to capture the field reference point. Once the field reference point is captured, the user can run smart meter verification to check the health of the meter and ensure that it is working properly. To run smart meter verification, make sure the meter is blocked in and without flow present. Using the display, select Menu, Service Tools, Verification and Calibration, Smart Meter Verification, Run Verification. Choose the state of the outputs, either Fix at Last Measured Value or Fix at Fault. Select Last Measured Value to maintain current process reading or select Fix at Fault if you want to have an alert sent to the control system. We will choose Fix at Last Measured Value for this demonstration. Smart Meter Verification will run and report if the meter is working properly. This concludes the how-to video of Coriolis meter characterization and configuration using the 4200 transmitter display. In summary, when using the 4200 two-wire loop-powered transmitter display, you should now know the following. Understand how to check the meter status. Know how to turn on the optional display backlight. Know how to check and acknowledge alerts. Know how to rotate the display. Understand how to characterize the meter. Understand how to configure process measurement units. Know how to configure the outputs. And know how to run smart meter verification. For the complete set of configuration instructions, please refer to the 4200 two-wire transmitter configuration and use manual. which can be found on www.emerson.com.